Today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful stories there is, a story about faith, about waiting, and about God showing up right at the edge of human impossibility.
I mean, really think about that. Have you ever been to that place where you've tried everything you can think of, where all your best laid plans have just crumbled, and that little flame of hope is starting to flicker out? It's a tough place to be. It can feel pretty lonely.
And you know what? That exact point, that place of human impossibility, is precisely where one of the most important stories in history really begins. It's the story of Abraham. And it gives us this incredible window into how God so often chooses to meet us, not when we're strong, but when we've reached the absolute end of ourselves.
So let's get into it. The whole story kicks off with a promise that, from any logical human point of view, sounds completely and utterly unbelievable.
God appears to a man named Abram when he is 99 years old. Just let that sink in. Not a young man with his whole life ahead of him. He's 99. An age where the dream of starting a family is just, well, it's a memory.
And right here, you see this incredible contrast. On one side, you have this huge, magnificent, divine promise. I will make you into a great nation. But then you look at the other side, at the brutal, honest human reality. Abram is 99. His wife Sarai is way past the age of childbearing. The Bible itself doesn't pull any punches. It says his body was as good as dead. I mean, the promise and the reality could not be further apart.
And this is the moment. This is the verse where everything pivots. After what had been a long, painful silence, God appears. And notice how he begins, with this powerful declaration of exactly who he is.
But to really feel the weight of this moment, we have to back up a little. We need to look at what happened during that silence. We've got to understand the detour that Abram and Sarai took when their faith started to get shaky. So after years and years of waiting, the promise just didn't seem any closer, so Sarai does what so many of us do. She makes a very human decision. She basically concludes, well, God must have stopped me from having kids, and she comes up with a plan B. It's a human solution to a divine promise involving her slave Hagar. Now, this timeline is absolutely crucial for us to grasp the story. The promise is first given when Abram is 75. 11 long years go by. Then, at age 86, they put their human plan into action, and Ishmael is born. And then, nothing. A deep, profound silence from God that the scriptures record for 13 years.
This period, this silence, it really represents the emotional heart of Abraham's struggle. It's a time of just waiting in the quiet consequences of their own actions. For 13 years, there is no recorded word from God to Abraham. Can you imagine that? After deciding to rely on your own plan, the very one who gave you the original promise goes quiet. This wasn't just a delay. This was a whole season of spiritual dryness, and it was born from that one act of doubt. You really can't help but see this silence as the direct result of choosing a human strategy over just waiting on God. It kind of suggests that when we try to help God out, fulfill his promises on our own terms, sometimes he just steps back and lets our plans run their course. But this is where the story turns. It's amazing. At the lowest point, when all human hope is completely gone, God doesn't just do something. He reveals who he is in a totally new way. So here's the question. After 13 years of silence, with Abraham now 99 years old and his body considered dead, how does God re-enter the picture? He doesn't just come back with a solution. No, he comes back and offers himself.
And right here, we get to the absolute heart of it. For the first time, God reveals his name as El Shaddai. Let's just break this down because it's so beautiful. El refers to the one with limitless power, the one who isn't bound by biology or the laws of nature. And Shaddai, it essentially means I am more than enough. So God wasn't just saying he could help, he was declaring that he was the answer to every single one of Abraham's needs, to his every impossibility.
The message behind this name, El Shaddai, was crystal clear. It was like God was saying, Abraham, stop looking at your 99-year-old body. Stop looking at Sarah's age. Stop looking at your circumstances. Look at me. I am not controlled by the rules of nature. I'm the one who created nature.
You see, this encounter with El Shaddai wasn't just about a one-time miracle. It was an invitation into a brand new, deeper way of living.
Right after revealing himself as the Almighty God, he gives a command. He says, "Walk before me and be thou perfect." Or another way to say it is, be blameless. Now, this wasn't a call to be sinless and perfect. It was a call to live a life of complete and total reliance on him.
So, what does this walk actually look like in practice? Well, first, it's about living with a constant awareness that you are in His presence, that you're walking right before the eyes of the Almighty. Second, it's a total surrender of our own plans and our own efforts. Remember that whole detour with Hagar? And third, it's a commitment to wait faithfully, to give Him our complete dedication, fully believing that El Shaddai, He is more than enough.
And this right here is the key takeaway. God's greatest work in our lives so often begins at the exact moment our own strength runs out. Our ending is His beginning. Our impossibility is His opportunity to show us who He is, El Shaddai. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. That situation in your life that feels completely impossible, that hope that's dried up, maybe that long silence that you've been enduring, could it be that you're not at an end at all? Could it be that you're actually at the perfect beginning for the Almighty God to reveal Himself to you?